I didn't mean to start the video. Did I start it off? Shoot. Is that? Oh my gosh. I think I'm losing my mind. I think I'm losing my mind. It's official. I always knew it was true. So I was counting down the time because I have exactly 12 minutes till I have to give Amos his medicine. And was sitting here, my friend Kate Swenson called, and she has a live video tonight that's going to be, well, not really funny, but it's going to be on later. It's worth watching. So Kate had done this reel about what you want. She wants you to tell your children about her son who's going to be at school. And as things often do on the internet, when things go viral, it's like people come out of the abyss. And she had all these mean comments. And so she called. And when she called, I was literally writing them down because I was like, these are horrible comments, right? She just is minding her own business and people are mean. So Kate Swenson writes this post and is like, this is what I want you to tell your kids about my son. And there are all these mean comments like, if your child has special needs, they shouldn't be in public school. And you shouldn't have vaccinated them. And just on and on and on. And I oftentimes laugh because I'm like, who are these nut jobs that like come out of their mother's basements to say all these terrible things? But then, so I'm reading them. It's pretty outside. So pretty outside. So I'm reading the comments and she calls and I'm like, oh my gosh, I was reading these comments, you know, on your reel and so annoying and la, 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 la. And we started talking and then I'm like, get all teary. And I said, you know, I said, I'm sorry you called, but I am very emotional. And I was like, you know, I don't know if it's like reading these comments, but it's like we all dream of this life we're going to have, right? In this future and what it's going to look like. And everything is hunky dory in it. And then something happens that's tough, right? And so I've had like lots of changes are happening in our house. My oldest has gone to college. My middle two are leaving to go to boarding school. And I'm really struggling. And I'm not struggling in like the normal way, like, oh, you're sad that they're all gone. It's not like that. I can't even really articulate it. And so I was telling Kate, I was like, you know, is it even important that we talk about this? Like, why do I give a you know what if people understand what my life is like? Why do I care? Do I even care? But I think to some degree I do. I do care because I think and this is a human race lesson, but I think people look at me or they look at you and they might say, you know what, look, Adrienne lives in this house and she's on the water and she's got this husband and he's an attorney and she has, you know, people that are insane and pay her to be subscribers. She's got it all made, right? And I would just tell you, I don't have it all made. And I would argue that probably no one does. Because it's really hard. I'm really having a hard time. So my husband came in the kitchen and I was sitting in there crying. And I was like, you know, I feel like I just didn't sign up for this. And for 18 years, we've had our life revolve around children, which we expected. But now we have this person and he's 10 and all the other kids are in the neighborhood and they're playing soccer and basketball and baseball, and they do all the things, right? The 10-year-olds do, but we don't. And it feels lonely. And there's nothing we can do about it. It's just, it is exactly what it is. And do I think people need to know? Probably not. But do I need to say it out loud and be a little bit weepy and then get over it? Yeah. Yeah, I do. I mean, right now I have Amos is going to fourth grade on Wednesday. And so for the last 5 days, I have been laying in bed every night for hours trying to get him to sleep. I'm not drinking wine with friends. I'm not watching TV. I'm not talking to people. I'm not watching a show with my husband. I am laying in bed in the dark. And every 20 minutes or so, he says, Mommy? And I say, Yes, I'm right here. And it's tiring. You know, it's really tiring. I've been lonely for 23 years. Lonely is, it's the strangest thing to be lonely when you have lots of friends and lots of kids and are an extrovert. It is really unusual to be lonely. And my friend Kate Swinson said today, she was like, it's amazing to me how you can like be at a party and be lonely. And nothing is more lonely than like having people all around you, but being by yourself, you know? Look after yourself. So, like, look after yourself. When you have a child with a disability, it's like having a newborn. Like, there's no looking after yourself, you know? And I think what I would say people could do for me that would be helpful, and it's nothing against your comment, because you do need to look after yourself, but is don't for a minute think you know what's happening in my heart and mind. Not even for a second. You don't. You don't. These people are like, I'm so sad when my kids left home. Now, so I don't actually miss them. I wish I could miss them. I wish I could be crying over something as amazing as missing them, but it's not that. I am crying because I have a person that will never, ever leave my roof unless I make him. And he won't like that, but I'm going to have to do it someday. That's why I'm crying. I'm not crying because my other kids are leaving. I'm happy for them. I'm excited for them. This is about having a child with a disability and not being able to walk out the door unless I make a plan for it. And when you have little kids, you're used to that. But all my friend group, they're people are moving on, right? Their kids are getting older and their life is moving on, and I am frozen in time. So I think sometimes people think, well, she doesn't really see people or she doesn't do this. I can't leave the house unless I have a caregiver. You know, I cannot leave this house. I can walk across the street and talk to my neighbor and keep an eye on my front door. That's what I can do. And it's hard. There, I said it. It's just hard. And I wouldn't trade him for all the tea in China. You know, I get it. It's tough. It's so worth it. I've been doing it 35 years. Yes, you get it. And I think it's also, I think when you belong to a child with a disability, you feel like if I complain, people will think that they're not valuable. And the last thing a parent of a child with a disability wants is for you to think having a child with a disability is bad, because it's not. But when you have a typical child, you can bitch about them all day long. Oh, they're terrible. They did this, they did that. And nobody blames you. Everybody's like, yes, it's awful. They did this or that or the other. And I want to normalize talking about it, you know? I want to normalize it because I think it's important. And I can love Amos and lament the life that I thought I was going to have. My son is 5. I'm just starting to feel this feeling. It's devastating. You know, Ashley, it's interesting you say that. It was really hard for me when Amos was 2. That's the last time that I remember thinking, this is really hard. Isn't that strange? He was 2, and then it was really, well, when he turns 3, he's going to be so grown up. And now he's almost 11. And, but it is really hitting me. And maybe it's hitting because these other ones are going off. But I'm really not sad about them going off. I'm really not. And I probably would be sad about them going off if I didn't have Amos. So it's all relative, right? You were describing depression. You have a very hard life you don't see changing. that sounds, that sounds depressing. Respite cares. We are on the wait list for the waiver, and we do have respite. But the problem is that respite for us, you know, people be like, she has a nanny. Everything is perfect. We have a caregiver or a nanny so that we can just do normal things in life, like go to a fucking high school graduation. And sorry for the bad language. Or take a child to college. Or take a child to get their driver's permit. All those things, I have to have a babysitter. There's nothing normal in life I can do without a babysitter that's easy. Now, I do take Amos to do things. We go to the grocery store and we go to the pool. We do all the things. But I never go do those things. It's not easy because I'm always waiting for the cart to get tipped over or for somebody to throw a spaceship at a baby's face or to splash a grandmother. You're always on edge. So you live in this like state of fight or flight, you know? With them leaving, it takes some of your focus and steers it about Amos. Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's it. But no, I don't think it's about counseling, says every person who didn't want to go to counseling. I really don't think it's that. I think when people tell me I need counseling, I mean, I take medicine. I take Zoloft and Wellbutrin for depression, which I always call don't kill my husband medicine. I don't think it's depression. I think it is real feelings as response to a real life. So if you had a child that had cancer and you cried and were sad, nobody would tell you were depressed, right? They would be like, well, you're sad because what you're going through is terrible, right? And I think what I'm going through is not fatal. Amos is very healthy. I lost a brother to cancer. I know what things to cry about. So when my 18-year-old goes to college, I'm really excited for him because I think, gosh, my brother was sick. You know, I'm thrilled for them to go to college. I have perspective. But I think it's not depression when you cry that you are never going to be able to leave your house, you know? Grief is not depression. Thank you, Tammy. Grief. Yeah, I think grief is probably a better word for it. Since I'm not a psychologist, I just play one on TV. You feel stuck. You know, I think sometimes I'm sensitive, and so I think when people, you know, might be like, "Oh, she's got it made," or I can water off a duck's back. I can let it go. But like all those comments to my friend Kate about, she just wanted people to know, like, talk to your kids about the kids with disabilities at school. Like her post was heart rendering and nice. And then she just gets smacked in the face with all these comments like, well, he doesn't belong in normal school, or what's wrong with you, or what's wrong with him? And you're like, damn it, it's just tiring. It's tiring. You want people to understand, like, I stay at the beach in the summer, which is awesome. But if I didn't stay at the beach in the summer, do you know where I would be? I would be in this house for months on end in this house unless I take Amos to the pool. So we go to the pool in Edenton and we stay in the house. We don't play sports. We don't. We could go on the boat. You are lucky to afford the life you have. Well, Mary Lynn, I'll tell you something because I'm going to be a total pain in the ass. I work my ass off. And you might not think that this is work, but I work really hard to have help. Really hard. Really hard. And I am thankful that I can make a living on something as dumb as Facebook and now YouTube. But I work really hard. But you're right. I am blessed. But how could I work a regular job? Who would keep Amos? He can't go to camp all summer. There's no program for him at the Y. He can't do fun day camps. When you have a child with a disability, you don't have the freedom to do those things. I can't drop him off at a friend's house. I have to beg people to keep him or watch him. You know? I have to stop watching because I'm going to get stuck in my grief too. I so understand, Victoria. I do not want you to get stuck in your grief. But yeah, I have a good life. I always say if you're watching the show, you don't live in North Korea. I mean, aren't you glad? But anyway. And now people are going to be like, I saw your video. Are you okay? And I'll be like, shut up. I'm fine. Is the waiver you were on the wait list so you can get paid for being a caregiver? Well, I don't want to be the caregiver. That's the problem. I have a caregiver, but Amos doesn't just love to be with a sitter at all. Do they have any challenger leagues? Well, there is a baseball league, which we did, and it got rained out, and we were going to do it this fall. But to be totally honest, this fall, we have so many weekends for my other children. And so Amos wants to play baseball, and my other kids have parents' weekends and football weekends, and I don't know what we would do. My mom's retirement is helping watch her severe nonverbal grandson and his brother. It's hard. Yeah. But yes, I have a good life. Of course I do. Of course I do. And I have help. And I have a great husband. And I have 3 healthy teenagers that are awesome. But I'm not going to lie and say that I don't think about the other life, or the life that we used to have. I had 3 little kids who were rough and tumble and funny and regular, and we didn't think a thing about going to dinner or going on a activity. I didn't have to ponder every little thing with them. Thank you for telling the masses about families like ours. Well, thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that too. And my daughter's paid caregiver is so tough and so lonely. So right now we use all the caregiving that we have, which is amazing and awesome, and to do things for our other children. So like high school graduation or moving somebody into college or going to a parents' weekend. So I'm using my time away from Amos for that. In fact, I rarely travel for work anymore because it's too much. I can't. So instead of working and speaking, which is something I really enjoy, and it's a pretty, well-paying job, I can't do it because I can't leave him that often. It's too hard on him and causes so much anxiety. So I have to stay home and do video and try to make my living that way versus traveling, So that's that. So yeah, I'm thankful for a caregiver, but the caregiver is not for girls' weekends and, fun. It's for, what's wrong with that darn door? Anyway. You're grieving. Well, I think I'm also not cleaning up the kitchen, clearly. Amos, come in here and get your medicine, okay? Where is this? Sometimes assertive people get overlooked. Yeah, and I live in a small town, and I know people think who knows? And what do I care? But I mean, there are people that I used to talk to me and don't really anymore.
Not stale.
No, those Cheerios are not stale, are they?
Cheerios are original.
Cheerios are what?
Original.
Original? Is that original?
Yeah.
You're a silly goose, Muffin. You're a silly, silly, silly goose.
Yeah.
What?
Cheerios are original.
Those Cheerios are original. That's right. Let's see here. Get our medicine. We have been working really hard on.
Would you like some peanut butter toast?
Would you like some peanut butter toast?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's come finish this medicine and I'll get you some. Working really hard on going to sleep on time because how many sleeps till school starts?
2.
2 sleeps. And what are we going to do tomorrow night at school?
We're gonna play magnet tiles.
Oh yeah, we're going to open house, aren't we? Are we going to open a house? And we're going to meet your new teacher. And what's her name?
Open house.
Open house. We are going to see your teacher.
A new teacher.
Yes. Who loves you?
Mommy.
Ah, she does. You're my boy, aren't you?
That was so fun.
Okay, I'll get you some. Let's take this. No. You already have a cup out. Where's your cup?
Maybe here.
That one? All right. He is tall. Yes, he is. Are you tall?
What happens is a flood of cup.
A flood of cup?
Yeah.
Yeah. Amos, what are we going to do this year?
Oh no.
Here, come here. I'll get your toast. 1, 2, 3. 1.
Yummy.
2. 3. Don't be a clam. Open up. You want this shirt? I got this shirt on clearance at I don't know, Nordstrom Rack or something. It's kind of tight. Last night I was looking for one. I was like, maybe I need a bigger one. It's made by that brand Mother, which is expensive for some reason that I don't understand. Toast. You can tell he's gaining weight. Okay. So anyway, I do feel better. YouTube viewing is so much better. I know. I love having all my people move to YouTube. I still don't have 10,000 subscribers and it's free. So anyway. He does do great. Where did you get that crab sweatshirt? My crab sweatshirt. I don't know. Maybe I got it in on a trip or something. Well, I do feel better. So there's that. There's that. Thanks, Sarah. Yes, I'm like, how many am I away from 10,000? I don't know, like, no, not, I was about to say 900. Am I 900 away? No, 100. I'm 100 away. Not on YouTube yet. It's pretty good. Name 5 things you're thankful for. Can't be any of your family. Cheerios. I'm thankful for a husband. Oh, I'm not allowed to. I'm thankful for Hing Ming. Can it be food? When you are having emotional days, what do you need from followers? I don't know. It's a good question. I think it's rare that I feel, it's funny. My dad and I the other day were at the beach, and we took Amos on the beach, which is, Amos likes the pool, but he did really well. And my dad said, do you ever have days where you just feel like you're just overwhelmed? And I said, no, I really don't. And at the time, I meant it. So I'll be damned. I do think I have an issue with showing weakness. Like, nobody wants to be weak, Hello, doggy. But I think vulnerability is, to me, really brave, and I'm not saying that about myself. It's really, there is nothing harder than being vulnerable. And it could be, maybe you need money, maybe you need a GoFundMe, or maybe you are struggling and need prayers, or maybe you feel super sad, or maybe you need people to just sit and listen. Oh, hey, Megan, welcome. I think vulnerability is something that most people admire, but how willing are we to do it? And I will tell you, my instinct, as much as you think it is, was not to be like, oh, I'm going to do a video because I feel really sad. Here's your sandwich. You're going to come up and eat. Well, you didn't even finish your dinner, crazy goose. Silly goose. Come eat your sandwich. This is the Amos room in here. Isn't it?
The Amos room. News for attraction.
Are you going to take a shower tonight?
No.
No shower?
I'll take a shower today.
You going to take one today? Okay. Then let's go up in about 15 minutes. Just became a member on YouTube. Yay. Yeah, I think it's really tough. Hey, welcome, Karen. I think it's really tough. I think if you're truly going to be vulnerable or you're going to be honest with people, you have to be willing to do it no matter how you're feeling. It can't just be convenient, like, oh, today is hard. It has to be when you're in the pit. And I was somewhere the other day with Blair, and I know, we were moving my son into college. And what?
In Wyoming.
How many sleeps in Wyoming? Well, I don't know, but we're not going to Wyoming. I don't know. We hadn't gotten to Wyoming yet. We're going on the Disney cruise, remember?
Yeah.
He wants to go to the Tetons.
They don't have Teen Titans in the Disney room.
You want to go to Wyoming so you can watch Teen Titans Go?
Yeah.
I maybe could make that happen here. No, we should totally. Hold on. Settings. The signal is way better on YouTube versus Facebook. I should tell people that. Wyoming, here you come, right? I mean, seriously.
Oh.
There. I know. I lost all my followers on Facebook. I had to go and get on the internet because it wasn't working. YouTube is really good. The Educated Debutante. Fun at Wyoming. At the Educated Debutante, and you click on the live button on YouTube. Where's the link for YouTube? Well, you're on YouTube, Tina. Just become a travel blogger. Well, that would be nice, wouldn't it? If Amos and I could just do travel blogging. They're saying it's freezing on Facebook. I don't think it is. I think if you go out and come back in. Yeah, YouTube does not freeze. I'm going to put up a comment. Go out and come back in. Look. Or go to YouTube. Hot Northwest Mississippi. He would love to go to NASA. Well, it's funny. Tonight, my husband and I said, I wish we could take him to take Blair and Russell to school. Like, I would love to do that. And he was like, we could take him. And I was like, yeah, but what's that going to be like? And he was like, yeah, he would hate it. So that's the thing. I think when sometimes people are like, and I know because my caregiver nanny has told me, like, they're like, well, why don't they take him? And I'm like, really? You really think I had 4 kids so I could pay someone to leave 1/4 of my heart at home all the time? No.
Oh
I want
no.
4 children to be together. I don't ever want to leave one at home. I like to take them to do everything. Nobody has kids to not have them with them. I mean, that's the truth. I like everybody on Facebook is complaining, so I'm like, get over to YouTube. You. I need a T. YouTube. Oh, look. Yeah, you want your whole family together. But anyway, alas, you know what? We don't all get what we want. And that's what life is like. And if it's not one thing, it's going to be something else. So it's just the way it is. But do know that when you see people, just know that their outsides might not match their insides. And that's why I really make a point to have my outside match my inside. I don't need to pretend or try to look like I'm all together when I'm not. And some people are, but I'm not. And I think people need that and need to hear, like, boy, somebody's out there. It's tough, Even people that seem like they have it all, the educated debutante, she's, seems like she has it all. But does she have it all? Does anybody really have it all? I think we need each other. I think everybody needs to feel loved and cared about and included. I like when I see people, if they seem happy to see me. There's nobody that I don't like. I know some people don't like me. And that's hard. I think everybody wants to be loved and liked, I'm a train wreck 5 days a week. Well, that's not good. No one has it all. You're having your first taco pizza? So Nurse Gina and I did a subscriber chat this morning, and we were talking about taco pizza. My family doesn't accept my son and his behavior because of his disability. That leaves me out. Yeah, it's hard, and I think people do want to invite you and include you, and they're being nice, and it's really appreciated, but it still feels like contrived, because at the end of the day, Amos is not, he's always going to be Amos. There's no ending that's going to be easy. And I think this summer,
I'm full, Mommy.
you're full?
Yeah.
I think this summer was a real, it was a wake up for me, because I've always been very, let's go on upstairs. We got to go get in the shower.
And then I'll watch TV for 15 minutes.
No, we'll watch TV tomorrow.
No, not tomorrow.
Yes.
No.
What was I saying?
Do not say that. No.
Perspective.
Mommy,
What?
do not say no. That's not nice. You hurting my feelings.
I'm hurting your feelings?
Yeah, when you say the word no.
When you say the word no, you hurt my feelings. Well, when you tell me I hurt my feelings, you hurt my feelings.
No, I'm sorry.
sorry.
I do not want to miss TV.
You don't want to miss TV.
No.
Okay, do you want to take a shower tomorrow?
Yes.
Okay, no shower tonight then.
Okay.
Or do you want to take a quick shower tonight?
No.
I think a shower helps you sleep.
No.
When you say no, it hurts my feelings.
When you say no, it hurts my feelings.
I said yes, you said no. Welcome, Pam. No, he doesn't like to go to bed. And I do. They're not this early. His vocabulary is awesome. Well, be careful what you wish for. No, but this summer, Amos went to camp. Spend the night camp. And I was really excited. I was like, this is going to be awesome. He's going to love it. On and on and on. So I drop him off at spend the night camp. And I'm planning, like, what am I going to do this week? Like, I'm going to be here for 5 days by myself. This is going to be great. Oh, welcome, Sheila. Yay, new member. And it was terrible. It was terrible. I did not like it at all. I felt lost. I didn't know what to do with myself. It was terrible. 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 I had no idea how hard it was going to be to drop him off at camp. Now, mind you, I leave him to go do all these other things. And I don't struggle. I mean, a little bit, normal struggle, but not really struggle. So then people are like, whoa, how was it? I'm like, well, it was terrible. Because, if you ask me, I'm going to tell you, you need to separate more. No, I separate plenty, but I have never dropped him off somewhere. Yes, I will send him overnight again. He enjoyed it. Crazy for tails, yes, is the highest tier, Sheila. He enjoyed camp. But for me, it was like my heart had been just tossed. And I think it was because I was thinking, oh, and someday this is like a foreshadowing of the future when we drop him off to live somewhere. No, I didn't care that the house was empty. I hurted your feelings?
Yes.
Why? What? Because I said no to you?
Yes. No, I do not want to take a shower. Mommy,
Yes.
you cannot sit down.
Why? You hurted my feelings. You told me I could not sit down. Wah,
No,
wah.
Brian. No way.
Oh, you told me to go away.
No.
Wah, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna eat your toes. I'm gonna eat your toes for breakfast. Gonna get these stinky.
Spank my fanny.
Shoo! Eat Thinkerfoots. Spank your fanny.
Yeah.
Spanky, 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 spanky.
And get out the couch.
Go get their toes. Okay, come on, let's go take a shower.
No, that would be bad, and I'm not sleeping.
Oh, you're a little sleepy.
I'm not a little sleepy.
Well,
No.
I'm sleepy. So there. Come on, Honor's gonna chase you. You better hurry. Here she comes. Okay, well, we'll talk about it. Let's go take your shower first. Thank you. Yes, he loved camp. I need him to, he can't live with me forever. I'm not going to be on this earth forever. But boy, I didn't realize how attached I was to having him with me at home. Phew. Okay, good night. Goodbye. Forever is not so scary. We just have to talk about it. See you in the morning, members.